Hey, what is up, everyone? The LDB is back at it again, coming at you today with another Outriders video, and today I'm going to be showing you my Plague Sower'S DPS slash healer build. And I know what you're thinking, but by the end of this, I'm sure it will all make sense, I promise you that. We've got some great DPS, and the healing for you and the team, if you are on one, is just through the roof. So, as always, I hope you enjoy and find this video helpful. If you do, please do me a huge favor and smash that like button. Subscribe for future content if you are new to the channel. By the way, we just broke 13,000 subscribers. 13,000, guys. So thank you all so much for the continued support. I love you all. I don't know what I'm going to be doing for celebrating, but I was thinking maybe do a stream or something like that. But maybe you can help me out. Let me know what you'd like to see down in the comments. So other than that, let's take a look at this, and we'll get into the build in a few.
Artillery support incoming!
Alright, everyone, so I hope you enjoyed that. Now let's check out this class tree really quick, get a few things out of the way, and we'll move on to the good stuff. Now, as you can see, I am going to be using the middle tree for this build at the request of a lot of people down in the comment section. A lot of people have been telling me, try something out with the middle tree, do a build with the middle tree, and you know what? Well, here it is. And I see exactly why people are recommending it, because we're basically a walking tank. We've got 4 nodes going into max health. We've got one right here, one right here, one right here, and one right here. And then it gets even better. We have 3 nodes going into armor, and this is 20% a piece. Got one node right there, got another one right there, and then we've got the last one right there. So I'd have to say we're doing pretty good on that front. Then we've got a couple of nodes going into cooldown reduction and a couple going into freeze damage. We've got 10% coming in right here, and then we've also got 30% coming in down here at the end. Then this talent overclocked. Gotta love this one right here. Activating gadget skills increases your anomaly power and weapon damage by 40% for 10 seconds. So as long as you pick 2 out of the 3 skills down there, I'm going with the fixing wave and the cold snap. You could use the cryo turret if you want, to each their own, whatever you want to try. But as long as you're using them every 10 seconds, you're always going to have that anomaly power and weapon damage boost going the entire time. Gotta love that right there. And a lot of people are going to wonder what that anomaly power is actually going to do. All that does is push your status effects a little bit more. Nothing game breaking, but you know what? Everything adds up. And then the second part of overclocked here, for 10 seconds upon losing all health, you will receive a second chance to return to the battlefield with 50% of your max health, and you can use that every 180 seconds. So if you basically die, you're going to be automatically revived. Gotta love that right there. But out of all of the stuff going on this tree, there are 2 nodes that really stuck out to me. This one right here, increase all healing by 20% for you and your allies. Also, this one right here, using a gadget skill, increases all healing received by you and your allies by 30% for 7 seconds. So again, I'm going to be using 2 of those back to back, alternating them. So more or less, you guys are going to be getting a heal the entire time. Not to mention that the fixing wave itself is going to heal you 66%, and this is another 30% on top, so that is going to be 96%, I believe, if my math is correct. That's just crazy. Gotta love that right there. I hope you guys understand where I'm going with this. Other than that, let's get on to the skills. Alrighty, so on to the skills here. I'm going to be using the Cold Snap, the Blighted Rounds, and the Fixing Wave. Pretty straightforward on that. The cooldown on the Cold Snap is 11 seconds, so pretty much every 11 seconds you can freeze everybody on the map, and with one of the talents that I have on the build, when you kill somebody that is frozen by the Cold Snap, they explode. And it kind of creates a chain reaction if they're close together, and you can just kind of level the entire playing field very quickly. Very, very effective at ad control. Definitely love that right there. And we can do it every 11 seconds. Gotta love that. Blighted Rounds, everyone pretty much knows what that does. Inflicts toxic, blah, blah, blah. And then the Fixing Wave over here. Release your energy to restore 66% of max health to all players and 66% of health to your turrets regardless of distance. So if you have your turrets out there and you hit this fixing wave, that's going to put it right back to full health and should be doing just fine. Because I know at least with the cryo turret, that's why I'm not actually using the cryo turret, is because it gets popped too easy. Not to mention, it does have an 11.9 second cooldown instead of the 11 second cooldown with the cold snap. So I'd rather just keep hitting that cold snap and blowing them all up. Gotta love that right there. Alright everyone, so here we go, on to the good stuff. Now as you can see over here, firepower sitting at 179,000, pretty good. Our anomaly power is 62,000, our health is at 31.4, and our armor is at 84.9. So I'd have to say, overall, for a bullet build, we are doing very, very well. We have some firepower, we have anomaly power with some health and armor to back it up. I mean, I'm used to having 18,000 health, on my bullet builds, stuff like that. So when I hit 31,000, oh boy, it makes things so much easier. It's absolutely amazing. So as far as being well-rounded, guys, this is definitely it. Now, as far as my primary weapon goes, I'm going to be using the Amber Vault, of course. I freaking love this weapon. Comes with armor piercing, healing received, and close range damage. And that close range damage is actually a good thing on this build. I know typically with Technomancer you want to be pushing the long range damage, but with the plague pieces, they all come with close range damage on them. So push that close range damage any anywhere that you can. Now this weapon comes with Killing Spree on there. Killing shots increase damage 25%, stacks 3 times, so that's potential 75% weapon damage. And then Dark Sacrifice, as soon as you enter combat, get 75% weapon damage up. So basically 150% weapon damage right there just for using this weapon. The only downside is that the clip size of the weapon is only 60. If you're using top tier, you get that node that gives you the extra 50% ammo capacity. This we do not have. So we are going to have to manage our shots, a little bit better with that. But that is basically it. That's the only downside to this entire thing. That brings me to my secondary weapon, the Lucky Jinx. The only reason I'm using this is because it has ultimate toxic bullets on there. That way when you are shooting, you're still going to get that toxic damage on top of the freeze damage as well. And then Killing Spree on there. I mean, pretty straightforward on that. So other than that, let's get on to these gear pieces. Alrighty, so let's move on to these gear pieces. We can start right here with the headgear. The Plague Sour Skull comes with bonus firepower, cooldown reduction, and there it is, that close range damage I was talking about earlier. It also comes with the talent Splash Boost for the blighted rounds. It increases the splash effect radius of successful shots by 50%. And basically, so what that's going to do is when you hit somebody with a blighted round, they are inflicted with the toxic effect, right? But it also affects the enemies that are around them in a small radius. Even on the description of blighted rounds, it does not say how big the radius is, but this is going to push it another 50%. You might be wondering, well, why is that such a good thing? Let's take a look at what the Plague Sour set is actually going to do for us. Upon applying toxic status, gain 5% damage reduction for 5 seconds, and it stacks up. So if you hit, 3, 4 enemies, whatever, that's 20% damage reduction. That's not too bad right there. It's not an OP set, like super OP, but you can definitely tell that it is working. Now also, I have the talent Icicle Storm on here for the Cold Snap. Killing enemies frozen by the skill makes them explode, dealing 252,000 damage in a 5-meter radius. And if they are all clumped up together, like you've seen during the gameplay, basically you shoot one of them, they all just pop. It's like bone shrapnel with the ice, and I have been loving it. Now, if you are going to use anything else other than Icicle Storm, I would recommend putting on Bloodlust, where killing enemies ups your damage 17,000 and it stacks 3 times. That is the only other thing that I would do to change this build. But other than that, let's move on to the chest piece. Alrighty, so on to the upper armor here. The Plague Sour's coat comes with bonus firepower, cooldown reduction, and again, some more close range damage. And it has the talent To the Bone for the blighted rounds. When the skill is activated, it increases anomaly power by 30% for 15 seconds. Now, it's not that big of a deal. Like I said before, all anomaly power is going to do is basically boost up your status effect. And let's take a look right here. Anomaly power increases the damage dealt by melee, skills, and status effects. So we're dealing some status effects, so that's going to kind of come into play a little bit. Again, it's not like game changing, but every little bit stacks up. And then I went ahead and put Toxic Lead on there. Killing shots on enemies afflicted with Toxic replenish 40% of ammo in your magazine. So pretty straightforward on that one. Okay, so onto the lower armor here, the Plague Sour Trousers. This is the last piece of Plague for the build. Comes with bonus firepower, status power, and there's some more of that close range damage. I went ahead and put Shatter on there, deal 25% more damage against enemies affected by freeze. Since we're going to be stacking some freeze damage on the class tree, I figured 25% more, can't hurt anything, right? And then it comes with Spare Mag on the Trousers already for the blighted rounds. The skill is effective for 1 additional magazine before triggering cooldown, so you get 2 mags. And that kind of goes back to, like I was saying, with the Amber Vault not having the 90 rounds, only having the 60 compared to if you were running the top tree. But this pretty much fixes it right here, so no worries about that. And also, before we move on to the next piece, if you want to boost your healing even further than what we already have it, and you like using the Blighted turret, because I know some people do, go ahead and leave the top talent alone on the Plague Sour Trousers. As you can see, it is called Med Burst for the Blighted turret. The turret replenishes 35% of max health to each ally within a 20-meter radius around itself when destroyed. So, when you throw it out there, it doesn't last very long, especially if there's a big mob of enemies coming at you, and it will go down very quickly, and when it does, everybody gets some nice health back. So, I'm not going to be using that because then I have to switch up some other talents and it takes away from my damage output, so on and so forth. But if you are using the Blighted turret, then that is definitely for you. Just giving you some options. Okay, so on to the gloves here. The gauntlets of the cannonball, of course. Bonus firepower, cooldown reduction, skill life leech. Comes with Captain Hunter on there. Increases your damage against elites by 25%. With personal space on there. Grants you 25% bonus to close range weapon damage. So, again, like I was saying before, try to push that close range damage as much as you can, and you will be doing just fine. Alrighty, so on to the final piece here, the foot gear. They are the boots of the Borealis Monarch. Comes with max health on there, and you know, I'm really not even mad about it because we're already on tank mode, and just a little bit more max health, I'm not even worried about it. Comes with cooldown reduction and long range damage, so again, that long range damage, I wish it was close range, but it is what it is. The point being is, they come with Sharp Eye already on them. Killing enemies while aiming down sights grants you 16,000 firepower for 20 seconds, stacks 3 times. So that's a nice way to get that damage boost up real quick. And then I also went ahead and put Euthanizer on there to deal 25% more damage against enemies affected by Toxic. So right there, guys, this is a nice set of boots here. We can do some nice damage with them even though they're rolled to health. So I mean, that's about it. I hope you guys enjoyed and found this video helpful. If you did, please do me a huge favor and smash that like button. Subscribe for future content if you are new to the channel. We just hit 13,000 subs, guys. I love you all. Thank you so much. But other than that, guys, just leave a comment down below. I answer all the questions, and I will catch you on the next one. So, hope you take it easy. I'll see you then. Later.